Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this video is about my honest opinion about the Bajaj Avenger series. Okay, so a few days ago I rode on an Avenger Street 150 and I've ridden a few of the others as well, 180, the 220, the old 220, I have ridden a few of them. So I do have a definitive understanding of how I feel about them. Now, full disclaimer, this is how I feel about the bikes. You do not have to agree with me. And please guys, don't get offended with what I think. This is just my personal opinion, which I just want to express in front of you guys. So you can see if you feel the same way or differently, anything is fine. So the Avenger series is Bajaj's budget cruiser lineup. Now, if you want a budget cruiser underneath Royal Enfield's, Javas and the Benelli Imperiales and well, that segment underneath that, then you either have a choice between the Suzuki Intruder and the Bajaj Avenger. Avenger has been around for as long as I can remember and I've never really liked how it looks. Now, for me, it looks like a cruiser. It's definitely a cruiser, but it's not a very well proportioned cruiser. I think it's a little too low and a little too long. Now, that is to a lot of people's favor. A lot of people like the low seating posture and I get it, okay? I know Harleys are low too. I love low Harleys, but this just doesn't look right and I don't know. I mean, I just don't really get the styling. It's very comfortable to sit on. I remember sitting on one as a kid when me and my dad visited a Bajaj showroom once. When he was thinking of upgrading his bike, he didn't end up upgrading, but we had gone anyways. It just doesn't look right, guys. It's just I'm not sure. It just doesn't look proportionate. It's not a very aesthetically pleasing motorcycle. In my opinion, the 220 Cruise is the one that gets off with this, and that's purely because it has that massive visor up front, so that sort of balances the visual mass of the bike a little bit, just a little bit. It's still the same low and long form, but the visor and the chrome sort of adds a little bit of mass. Now definitely, if you compare the 220cc engine in the Avenger and the 200cc engine that Bajaj uses in quite a few Pulsars, the 220cc one is definitely smoother. It's much smoother. But if you don't compare it with the KTM derived 200s, is it smooth? No, it's not. It's not smooth at all. And if you go down the food chain in the Avengers, if you go on the 180 or the 150, I know the 150 is discontinued, but a lot of you will want to know this because there are a lot of 150s at very desirable prices in the second-hand market. So you will want to know how that bike fares in 2021, and the answer is not so well. Okay, so this is fine as a city bike, it really is. But personally, for my height, I'm 5'9.5", 5 feet 9.5 inches, yeah. I just find the resting position a bit awkward, the knees up thing in traffic. I just don't find it particularly comfortable. But again, it's my type of bike in the cities. I don't like the Avenger's posture a lot in cities. On the highways, it's a good posture. I'll definitely give it that. Very comfortable for long distance riding. No fatigue as such, but the engine is the problem that arises then. So in the city, I feel that the low posture is a bit of a problem for people like me or people taller than me. And on the highway, the engine is the problem. So this bike is not meant to be a long distance tourer. You can tour on it. You can tour on it. If people who toured on Avengers watch this video, guys, don't get angry. You can tour on it. It is a good touring bike, but is it great? Absolutely not. It's not a great touring bike. If you have to tour on an Avenger, make sure you have the 220, 150 and 180. Engines are absolutely horrible for touring. They just don't have enough power. They'll start vibrating like mad. The pedals, the handles, it gets very unrefined at the top. It becomes a very unpleasant experience basically. Also, the ride quality is pretty shit. I mean, at the front it's all right. You've got the standard telescopic forks, but at the back you've got the twin shocks and they're not so good. And I mean, I can't blame them. To get the cruiser form factor in the Avenger, there isn't a lot of suspension travel at the back. And because of that, the Avenger tends to crash through potholes quite badly. Now, suspension setup is something that has not changed a lot since the first generation Avenger to now. Why? Because the body style is the same, the proportions are also the same. So yes, in essence, the 150 I rode, the 220 and the 180, they're all gonna have very similar, if not identical suspension setups and feels, and the lack of travel at the back is very uncomfortable on our broken roads. I live in Pune, quite a lot of broken roads here. I would really like to see smooth roads. There are beautiful roads, like JM Road is one of my favorite roads ever, but there are like quite a few bad roads as well, and this does not cope very well there. That's just something to keep in mind as well. Is it a fun bike? No, I just don't think it is, you know. It's a relaxing bike. That's about it. Yeah, it's a chill bike. It's a relaxing bike. I'm trying to think of what else it is. Comfortable sort of comes in relax, so not gonna repeat that. In my opinion, that's all that there is going for it. The posture and the comfort. Nothing else about the Avenger I like. I'm sorry if you own one. This is my opinion. It is a good bike. For some people love it. Some people swear by its reliability, dependability. I'm glad that your personal experiences are good, but personally, I could never ever bring myself to own an Avenger. If somebody gave one to me for free, I would sell it immediately. I don't really like that bike. This is my opinion. These are just some things that you should look out for if you're buying one. If you're not bothered by them, that's great, buy the bike. But again, this is what I think. I'll be giving my brutally honest opinions on some other bikes as well, so I hope you found it useful. Ride safe.